Hi, today I am reviewing such nice Yongnuo RGB lights. By the way, currently now I'm using them to film this video because the Yongnuo 216 Mark II light is used as a key light. You may see it on additional camera here. This is the key light, and the Yongnuo YN 360 Mark IV is used as a background light, which gives that blue color on the backdrop. I'm starting this video with this light setup because I want to tell you how to use these lights in real world situations. Because this small light is mostly positioned as an on-camera light for run and gun situations, for example shooting weddings or other events. But I want to show you that it is quite nice for a studio environment as well. Well, let's look at them closely. I have unplugged the Yongnuo YN 360 Mark IV. You may see its length is about 60 centimeters. I wouldn't say that it is large, it is rather medium sized, because there is a Yongnuo YN 660 and that is a large RGB light. I have reviewed it on my Russian speaking channel. Now this one looks small to me. I have changed my other RGB tube to the blue color. By the way, I prefer to light my background with several light sources. In general, such light tubes are very useful for many scenarios. For example, I have a top light that is lighting my table so that I can present you this item with good light. What I like about this Yongnuo YN 360 Mark IV are these curtains, because you can shape your light. For example, I use such curtains on my Godox LC500R light to shape the light so that it doesn't bounce on my face. I use these curtains so that light falls only here, it doesn't fall on my face, and this is very important. You can also use these curtains when you're lighting your background. What is important about this light and what I personally like? First of all, it's the power source. You can either use a AC/DC cable to plug it in your socket. With here the current is 12 volts 2 amperes, or you can use a Sony NPF. In my case it's NPF 750 batteries. There is also in 550 and 950. Well, I think that this is the optimal size for the battery. You can put it here and here you go, it works. There is a switch, on-off switch. Here you may see this remote control, which can be used separately. This stands for saturation and this stands for hue, but it depends in which mode you're operating this light, because for the modes there is a button M2, other mode is the effects mode, and there is a disadvantage that there is no indication which effect you're using. There is only a number. Here you may see it's from 1 to 30. There are 30 effects here. You can check them in user's manual, but when you look at this remote, you see only a number that corresponds to a certain effect, and you have to memorize which number means which effect. This is a disadvantage because some other lights, for example Godox lights, they show you a picture which effects you're using now. Here you have only number. Then you can switch to the usual mode, I mean the usual light mode. You can control its intensity, its color temperature, which is here from 10,000 Kelvin to 2000 Kelvin, and this is a broad range of color temperatures. And what is quite interesting, you can also change the tint of your light from green to magenta. Not many lights have this feature to change the tint of your usual light. I mean not the RGB light but the daylight. You can change its tint. By the way, when you plug this remote into the light the screen becomes backlit, because when you use it separately the screen is just plain black and white, and I put it here and it shines. And of course you can change those parameters manually with these buttons. You can change them with the touch bars as you wish, or with these buttons. Also this light has Bluetooth connectivity, so you can connect this light to your phone. Initially the Yongnuo app is in Chinese, but you can switch it to English when you follow these steps. So you have to click on the Yongnuo on the top, and then here you change it to English. So you have to know what to press in order to see this in English, because initially it's totally in Chinese. And now you can control this LED light via application. By the way, there are two on-off buttons on this light. First one is on the light itself here in the handle, and the second one is on the remote control here. This light has power of 24 watts when you're using it as a daylight. Well, I can show you here on the wall. This is not the brightest RGB tube. Its brightness is average, but for the use cases it's meant for, it's quite enough. Now I'm gonna show you the bag that came together with this light. It's useful if you plan to transfer this light. I suppose that there should fit two of them in this bag, because there is enough empty space here. I'm using this light with such a small floor stand because I'm putting it on the floor to light up my background. I must warn you that both of these lights, if you buy a minimal package, there is no power supply included, so there is no AC/DC cable or a battery. So pay attention which kit you're buying. There are kits with light stands, with battery included, with cables included, so just be aware that you should pay attention to that. And now I'm going to show you that light. I'm gonna put this box that it came with. So Yongnuo YN 216 Mark II. This light is quite small, as you may see. This round surface reminds me of projector lights that were used in 1970s discos. And truly speaking, the idea of this light that it works like a projector. Although its power is also 24 watts, but it gives you quite an intense light. I'll show you on my backdrop. Its power now is only 50%. I can put it on 100%. I would say that if you're planning to use this as an on-camera light for run and gun situation, its power is more than enough. As you may see, I use it with the DC cable, same as with the RGB tube. It's 12 volts 2 amperes. Now I put here a same Sony NPF 750 battery, and it also works. This light is non-RGB. You can change its color temperature, but it has no RGB function. Basically, it has only two modes. It's like daylight, where you can change its temperature from 8000 kelvins to 2700 kelvins, which is more than enough for most situations. And you can switch it to effects mode. And here we have same problem, that there is no indication which effect you're using. You have only number for that effect. There are 11 effects. You can check the user manual which number corresponds to which effect. What I like about this light, that there is built-in fan and it shows you its working temperature. Currently now it's 34 degrees Celsius, which means that it has worked for some time, because ambient temperature in this room is about 21 Celsius. This item is totally made from plastic. It doesn't feel quite professional in hands. I have used it extensively, the studio light, and it worked nice for several hours with no overheating. By the way, there is one other option to power this light. We can take this off. Now press a button here, and there is a container for alkaline batteries. You need 8 of them, which is not quite convenient, but there is such a possibility. You put this inside, you close this door, and you may use it with small AA batteries. Since this light may be used for run and gun situations, for example, you put it on the top of your camera, for example, like this, like I'm showing you now, there is a softening reflector here. So you put this plastic thing on the top. When you use it like this, you have more or less a soft light. This light won't be as soft as a strip box or a soft box, any large diffuser, but it will serve you well when you need a compact light with you. And as I have told you, if you plan to light some people like this from a small distance, its power is more than enough. And of course, as I have shown you at the beginning of this video, this may be used as a studio light as well. What I like about both of these lights, that there is a possibility to plug a DC cable here. To sum up this review, I want to say you that I'm satisfied with these new items from Yongnuo and I enjoy using them. That is all for this review. Check the links in the descriptions. Bye bye.